how are we doing today? They're asleep. How are we doing today? Come on! Wonderful, wonderful.
Woohoo!
Now, I have been given the very important job of introducing these wonderful people on the stage. So please, put your hands together for Kim Justice. Kim Justice is bass-playing game historian. Approaches gaming with a European slant. The ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64 Amiga, with deep dives into the joys and darker sides of gaming's past. And Peter Molyneux. Kim's first video was 7 years ago. I really need to learn to read your writing. Okay. Next we have Dan Ibbertson, aka DJ Slope. Host of Slope's Game Room, DJ Slope aims to bring you the complete history of your gaming past. Your nostalgia is safe with him. And he has also been seen on Channel 5 in just his pants. His first video was about 5-ish years ago. Next up, put your hands together for Octavius, aka Sarah. Mother of rats, baby Pac-Man. Sarah's alter ego, Octavius, is a cat-eared booze hound who is harassed by Horace from the Spectrum. Octavius' first video came out 3 years ago. Sorry. And last but not least, we have Robin Bates, and your host for today. Robin is the overlord of the Coaching for Geeks and is the most handsome man in London. He wrote it. He wrote these intro cards and believes that anyone can be more confident. His channel, Confidence Quest, is a mere months old. I will leave you in his capable hands.
Thank you very much. It's Ben again, everybody. Thank you very much. It's Ben again. You can hire him to do the intros for your YouTube videos. So
I'll do that.
He's already done mine, it's fine.
So could we have the next slide, please? Thank you. So, gang, if the process of YouTuberizing is so easy, of film stuff, edit stuff, publish stuff, why is it so hard? Why isn't everybody out here in this audience today a confident YouTuber?
Ooh, wow, jump straight in.
Okay.
In the beginning, I did nothing more than that, really, honestly. But for me, I think there's no, I wouldn't be the YouTuber I am today if I didn't have all of the jobs I had leading up to being a YouTuber outside of YouTube. So with my marketing knowledge in previous marketing jobs, I used to be a DJ, well, I still am a DJ, so being in front of big crowds, having confidence in that sort of regard. All of those pushed into being able to actually get my stuff seen, I believe. The very first video I ever did, I went over to the Retro Gamer forums for the Retro Gamer magazine, posted my first ever video in the section you shouldn't post it in, and I got a lot of response from it. And from that moment on, because I enjoyed what I do, and that's the most important thing, you have to enjoy what you do. Don't look at it as a money grab, because you won't for a very long time. Because I enjoy what I do, I just continuously kept putting out this content. And in time, that got better.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is like repeating that thing of, even when it comes to like finding something that you actually enjoy doing. I mean, it might take you quite a few videos. Hell, it took me, like, I mean, as it says, I've been doing YouTube now for about 7 years, and I think it took me about 3 to 4 years to actually find my niche. And like, this is like the sort of documentary style videos about like weird ZX Spectrum, like early 80s stuff that is probably older than a lot of the people at this venue. it took a long time for me to actually find that angle and find that niche. And like, right, this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I really want to do on YouTube. So it's not a case of like just going into it and saying like, right, I immediately enjoy this. It's great. That's it. It kind of should perhaps more be a cycle of just constantly, you know, once one video's done, it's on to the next one, and you gradually evolve from there. At least you should do.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's not just about what your audience wants; it's what you want to do as well.
Oh,
absolutely,
seriously.
you need to find that good bit.
If you don't enjoy like the content you make, then you may as well not do it, because people can tell, and you can tell that it's just like it's, you know, you don't like it.
Yeah, I put more man hours into my YouTube channel than I have done on any full-time job I've ever had, and if I didn't enjoy what I did, then it'd be one of the worst jobs it would be the worst job I've ever had, but in fact, it's actually the best.
How about you, Sarah?
I think the hardest part is the fact that even before you start doing all of that stuff, there's a whole world of things that you need to consider. The problem is that when you put yourself online, on YouTube, you are presenting yourself completely open, and people don't know you and they've never met you, so they're not afraid to be a bit harsh to you. And I think for a lot of people, especially creative types, we are quite a sensitive bunch. And you know, like my first video was me trying to play Mouse Trophy on the PlayStation 2 and just getting a bit annoyed about it. And it's a dreadful video, it's awful. And yeah, people do come into the comments and say, this is crap, what are you doing? But it's hard to find the strength to keep. That sounds so depressing. I always end up being really depressing whenever I do these talks, but
it's true.
Yeah, it is true, because people don't know who you are, and maybe they're feeling a little bit rubbish in their lives, and they kind of think, haha, look at that person doing a rubbish video. Haha, you suck. Full stop. There's always a full stop. I feel like that because it ends the conversation there.
Sometimes.
Before even any of that happens, to have the strength and the gumption to even put a video up, even if it's just you playing Fortnite, that takes a lot, and I think a lot of people don't realise how difficult it can actually be to put that first video up.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to give yourself that first confidence push, and from there, the ball will just keep rolling. Make that first jump, you can do it.
Yeah, and everyone's first video, I mean, my first video's pretty rubbish. It's just like...
But you know what? I still, it's been about 2.5 years since I started doing my proper videos, but I had a full-time job for 2 of those years where I wasn't really working too hard on it. But still, every single time I go to put up a new video, I have this enormous anxiety attack. It takes me hours and hours just to press the publish button, because it's that same feeling, and it never really goes away for me.
It's not gone away from me. I've podcasted and blogged for years, but every time I hit that schedule button, I go, oh God, they're going to hate it. No one's going to read it. And if they do, they're going to be angry about it, even though it's just some Dungeons and Dragons tips.
It's like nervous excitement. It's like, oh God, I really hope this does well. I mean, because I normally post on Monday, so yeah, I kind of, it's like counting down the hours, like, till like posting time, kind of. That sounded really sad, actually. It's like I'm just sitting at the computer in dead silence.
Can everyone play the
not what
violin
happens.
for us? We're all very sad up here, it turns out. Oh.
Yeah, why are you even here?
So it turns out nobody's a confident YouTuber, and you just have to get over it. The end.
Well,
thanks, everybody.
I think that's fine. I don't think it's important to be confident as such. You don't have to be an outgoing, sparkly, amazing, bubbly person to be a YouTuber at all. It's just that because of people like Ninja and PewDiePie who are like, just screaming constantly. Well, each to their own. But that's not really what YouTubing is, really. It's a creative outlet for people who otherwise wouldn't be able to have that creative outlet. I mean, in person, I'm terrified of talking to people, but in front of a camera, I say I'm fine. I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
But you've created this character, this alter ego for yourself, who's sort of this hyper version of yourself. Is that sort of your way of handling being on the camera?
She's my female side, if you like. I had to say to myself, well, I don't want to be myself on camera, because then if people are mean, they're going to be mean about me, and then I'll get really upset, and I'll probably have a massive paddy and throw away all my camera and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I had to pretend to be this character. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think if that's what makes you do it and you enjoy it, then just go for it. It doesn't really matter. I think everyone is a different person on the camera anyway.
I mean, there's kind of different ways of approaching it. There's like having the character or having like, basically kind of having a amplified version of yourself. And again, it's all these things. It's like whether it's playing the role or, I mean, it's a role of a certain type, but it's like experience kind of gradually makes it better and becomes more comfortable. I mean, I remember when I was first doing bits to camera, like, it's very awkward. Like, you can barely look the camera in the eye because you look back at the footage, like, I'm not even looking at the camera and my speech is all over the place and it's just awful. And again, just time gradually makes it slightly better every time. But it's the classic question, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get ahead of myself. Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep pushing yourself. I mean, yes, you are definitely more an exaggerated person in front of the camera, but that's no different than in my previous jobs when I've had to give presentations to rooms of 20 people. That's a different person on stage talking to 20 people about some Microsoft product I'm trying to sell when I used to, in those old jobs, than me laying on the sofa at night watching Netflix with my wife, like, they're two very different people, and that's what I'm like on my channel. I try and be a little bit more excitable, a little bit more, just a bit more upbeat, because no one wants to see me be like, yeah, and then, that's not interesting. As soon as you put the confidence out there, do that first time, and then the second time and third, before you know it, it'll become natural, and it will happen. It will happen, and the longer you take, the more upset you'll be you didn't start sooner when you finally do upload that first video or, podcast, whatever it is you're doing.
And I went back and watched your first video last night.
Okay, cool.
Roland.
Yeah.
And it's really noticeable how your delivery has evolved over time, because that was quite laid back and chill, whereas now it's much more excited and effusive and into it.
Yeah, I think I always put it the same as like when you're starting a band. If you start a band, you take a lot of influences from your favourite type of bands, obviously because they're the people that have inspired you. And with YouTube, it's no different. I had a lot of people that inspired me. And that, like you say, that first video I did was a lot more calmer. It was a lot more about the history. I mean, they all are, but yeah, that sort of thing. But then I was taking a lot of inspiration from a lot of YouTubers, people like Lazy Game Reviews and The Gaming Historian and people like that. But as you go on, and as that band progresses into the second or third album, or me in my later videos, you start becoming yourself, taking inspiration rather than being. I don't even think I was being a copycat, but moving further away from that.
No, I mean, I think as YouTubers, we all kind of watch each other's videos, and a lot, or at least like in the sort of circle, like the UK retro gaming circle that we're in, and whether it's consciously or subconsciously, you're always taking something, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that kind of influences you, just sticks in your head, or sort of you kind of have to, and it's up to you how much you embrace that, or try and like think, oh no, I don't want to end up like, I don't know, if you accidentally end up copying like, I don't know, starting a video of like "Hello Cave Dwellers" or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the very best YouTubers out there, it doesn't matter, literally, it does not matter what the size is. And the perfect example I've got of that is someone like Ashins, who is probably one of the biggest YouTubers I know, well over 1 million subscribers. He's as down to earth as one of the people you meet that has 100 subscribers, a lot of the best YouTubers out there, it doesn't matter who they are, will work with other tubers, no matter what their size is, if they like your content as well, and, taking inspiration from each other. And yeah, like what you said there, exactly.
So can we talk about collaborations and reaching out to other YouTubers?
Sure.
Because that's a really valuable way to get a bit of mentorship, learn a different way of doing things, and grow your own audience.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put it down to numbers, the obvious thing about it is oh my God, Kim's in one of my videos, even if it's just like one line of text, I'll put that on there, she'll do a retweet, instantly you've got a bit more of a reach. So, I mean, there's the obvious side of that, but I suppose like Quentin Tarantino, I reuse a lot of my people I have in my videos.
No, but you were kind of like really kind of boss night, especially like getting like individual people like to do little lines here and there, like even just little things like, it doesn't have to be like a major video or anything where like one guy does half or the other one does another half or whatever, because there's more than two halves, of course. it's like just doing like little lines or a couple lines here and there, and then, you know, you can get a few people in, and you get chatting to the person as well. I mean, I always look at like collaboration it's not just like a cold sort of calculated thing. It's like
no.
a sharing of interests, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I will. You know, if I'm going to be doing a Duke Nukem-esque video, I will definitely go to someone like Lazy Game for that. You know, if I'm going to be doing some kind of... Yeah, you did. If I was going to be doing some kind of classic retro computer thing, I'd go to you. You know, that's just what I do to try and make it interesting, and I know your audience would understand the reason I've come to you, and vice versa. And that's why I do it. And the other reason I actually do it is because I do long-form videos. And if you listen to my voice for an hour without hearing anybody else's snippets in there... I feel like it's a good way of breaking up videos. I have a lot of little tactics like that, you know.
It works, yeah.
Of course, Sarah, you're part of Octanerdy with Nostalgia Nerd.
Yeah, the weird thing about Peter is that he was one of my first ever patrons, and I followed his channel for ages beforehand, so it was mental. It was like, oh my God, Nostalgia Nerd! I'm like, oh my God! And now it's like... we're just, you know, we're really close and mates, and it's weird when you end up meeting your YouTube heroes, and yeah, that is bizarre. But I mean, I was very lucky because I have a really, really good community. Like, one of my biggest things was to create a really, really good, strong community on Twitter and Facebook, and talk a lot about depression and anxiety as well, which brings a lot of people together. So I think I tended to get my network from people just recommending my channel to other YouTubers, and actually that's how I find other channels to collaborate with as well. So I think a big part of it is community. It's not just about picking and choosing other YouTubers that you think will fit with your video. But
that's one of the things that first attracted me to your channel, was your willingness and openness to talk about mental health and getting on with life with that in it. But I'm anxiety, depression, ADD, I've got a whole slew of things going on, and going, oh, that's somebody who's got a brilliant YouTube channel who's also doing things like me. So you talked about meeting your heroes. Everybody in the audience, these are my heroes right here from YouTube. And I just reached out to them and said, hey, we're doing this panel, would you like to be a part of it? And if you don't ask, you don't get. Shy kids don't get sweets, right?
Checks in the post, isn't it?
No, absolutely, yeah. Like I say, the best YouTubers will respond. You know, they will at least respond. I've spoken to probably, besides Angry Video Game Nerd, who's probably the only person I've not spoken to, but I've spoken to Mike Matei, you know, I've spoken to the, Metal Jesus, like all of the really massive YouTubers that I never thought I'd even have a chance to, because they're, you know, a different part of the world, let alone enormous. They're, you know, they're most, for the most part, all of them are quality people that actually want to give you advice and want to help you, you know, because we're all here doing the same thing. We're all here because we want to talk about retro games, because I suppose that's such a niche product. Not many people want to talk about it outside of, that niche online community.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, everyone's a person, ultimately, at the end of the day, who just did a thing and made it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all kind of start out with it as our interest. I mean, I think that's one of the most important things of like the YouTube thing, is that it should be first and foremost a hobby. That you start out with, you have fun. Like, you have fun, you want to make videos, you want to help people, you want to join a community. Like, anyone who kind of immediately starts YouTube thinking, oh, it's a job, I want to go on YouTube and make lots of money by doing whatever, it's not likely, you know. You kind of got to treat it as a hobby first, and then it's kind of got to grow from there. It's got to evolve.
Someone I used to know in my personal life, I'm not really a big fan of him anymore, if I'm honest, but he actually put up his introduction video on his brand new gaming channel. And one of the bits he said in the beginning of his video is, I want this to be my job. That was the first video he ever put out. And I just thought to myself, it will not become your job, because that's what you're thinking, that's what you want it to become. This needs to be a passion project to begin with. When I started off, I was putting out one video a month. I know if I could speak to myself back then, I could tell myself that you're not going to get anywhere if you do that, you know. And you know, you learn as you go along. You don't look at it as a job. Look at it as something that you enjoy doing. I enjoy talking ridiculously nerdy about stuff to people that are like, oh, just shut up, Dan, you know. But now I've got an online presence, you know. It's cool. Like it's like being in a room full of people that want to talk about retro gaming with you. It's amazing. It's awesome. That's what I would like doing, you know.
But, everybody's built quite an excellent community around them. How important is that to have that support from people who love what you do and want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I mean it's great. Yeah, I mean, like I'm certainly one of the sorts who reads every comment, and sure, you know, even though you know you get like the odd negative one, but then a lot of comments are really positive. You end up interacting with those people, and then, you know, the best thing then as well is when you go to like expos and you actually meet the people as well. I mean, I love that. You know, it's something that it always makes you feel quite special inside, and it's like, you know, you've actually kind of found community. You like, and some people, you know, they start as fans, they become friends or even girlfriends. Mind she's not in the audience anymore.
Absolutely.
I managed to bore my girlfriend.
But yeah, I mean that's fantastic. There's no better feeling than getting an email from someone, you know, just even if it's just as simple as, oh, I like your work, thank you for your videos. But I've had ones further saying that some guy was in the hospital for a certain amount of time, and my videos is what he watched when he was in the bed. I'm like, that's incredible. Like, oh my God, that's incredible. That's so good. And then obviously when you meet people here, I saw some guy earlier dressed up as Ash from Evil Dead wanting to get a picture of me and stuff. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, there is no better feeling than that. That is awesome.
Feeling like you've inspired someone and really helped their life out in some way. Like, it is an incredible feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Really
as you get bigger, it's harder to be able to speak to everybody.
Yeah.
But, you know, as long as you are seen, and because you want to do it, is the most important thing, as someone that does like to talk to their fans, and you know, simple answer, yes, it's important.
And do you have any help managing your communities online? I know you've got Retro Princess.
Well, she actually only manages my Facebook page because that was the... Children in the audience, cover your ears, but that was the social media platform through which I was getting the most dick pics. So I said, look, Hannah, can you please just deal with this, because I don't want to see... I mean, I know she doesn't want to either, but I especially don't want to see it. And the annoying thing was that because that was happening, I wasn't actually reading the messages from people who are genuinely in love with my channel. So it's just that's all that she manages. But the issue that I have is that my community is, like, the whole reason that I could do this as a job is not because of YouTube revenue. I earn about 80 quid a month with that. The entirety of my income is through Patreon. Patreon is just a way for people to give you a couple of quid every month so to keep you doing your videos, and that pays my rent and my bills. And that, even though it feels embarrassing, there is nothing that will make you more confident than that, and than people genuinely taking a vested interest in you as a person and wanting to help you survive, almost. It's a long cry from... I remember when I first started my channel, I got quite a few nasty emails. I had somebody who sent me an email telling me that I was worthless, I was never going to make it, my videos were pathetic, which they were bad. But that one comment, that one positive comment that you get, that is so much. It means so much, and that can be all it takes to really boost your confidence.
So, the YouTubers that you love and watch, tell them that you like them. It means so much to everyone.
It means way more than, you know, sending them some money on PayPal. It just...
But that also helps.
No, I would really much rather have the emails saying about how happy I make these, because it feels amazing. It really does.
I mean, YouTube's brilliant. You can learn anything on YouTube. I was doing some gardening the other day, and I found out how to make a perfect hole with some cement in it so I can put something up. It was really good. YouTube's brilliant for that. And I also used YouTube on how to find out things and how to manage my social media platforms, because when you have an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord, plus Patreon as well, because there's a community in there, it's really hard to keep on top of it all. Look it up. You can find out tutorials on how to fix that sort of stuff. I use something called, if anyone's interested, something called Hootsuite. That means I have a screen open, which is actually on a tablet next to my computer, and I can just see a list of every message, DM and message I would get in on all of the accounts, and I can see when anyone mentions my name on all of the accounts. So at least when some one of them pops up, because it's quite noticeable right there, I can reply fairly fairly easily. I've recently removed tagging on Twitter. Annoyingly, I didn't want to because I do like it when people tag me and stuff like that. But it got so out of hand.
It gets crazy. Follow Friday as well on Twitter. I had to mute Follow Friday.
Follow thing.
Follow Friday. Yeah.
It's a shame because it's really good. It helps. It's helpful in the beginning. And I don't want to turn it off, but when I'm getting 99 plus, that little icon of 99 plus every 3 hours, I'm missing the important messages to me. So unfortunately, you had that. But yeah, just keep on top of that. And also, you can use Hootsuite.
This is kind of a humble brag, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and also another thing, if you actually want to promote yourself, using these same social media tools are really good to promote yourself. I did it in my early days of searching for people that were talking about the subjects that I was covering. So I would search for #Streets of Rage. And then I would be getting in conversations with people like I would do in this hall. If I heard someone talking about Streets of Rage, I'm like, oh, you're talking about Streets of Rage. I'm doing it on in a virtual presence, I suppose. And, you know, funnily enough, I've just done a video on Streets of Rage, and therefore, you know, the conversation, your channel grows and everything. So
Slick.
That's how I grew in the beginning days. But nowadays, I use that same platform to be able to manage social media.
But let's delve into, we've touched on it a few times, the negative side of it. The haters, the trolls, the people with cover your ears, kids, dick pics, and worse. How do you build your resilience against that stuff?
I've never had one of those pictures, I'm sad to say. no, I'm happy to say. I'm happy.
I can forward them to you if you like.
That'd be quite funny if you forward them to me and I'm responding to all of the pictures you get, you know. I'm not the best person to answer this, so I'll be quick. I've never been offended by them. For every bad comment, I get 50 good ones. And I don't think that's just me. I think that's general. More people are going to comment on you. The only thing I will say is, and it's hard even for me now, when you see great video, I'm looking forward to this video, I'm going to watch this tonight, you don't know what you're talking about. You really want to reply to that, you don't know what you're talking about, but what you should be doing is replying to all the other people and ignoring him or her, you know. I don't have much to say on this because I don't.
Yeah, it's something that certainly the start is kind of trickier to deal with because, again, I mean, but you kind of come to the realization, or at least it took me a while, it took me quite a long while, that there's always going to be something that some person is, they purely want to criticize something, like they'll find something, so it kind of, you know, your skin kind of develops over time, which is kind of a bad thing to say, because it's like, yeah, you know, you end up getting the odd hate comment or whatever, and at first it affects you, and then in the end it's just kind of like, okay, whatever, see you later. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, whatevs. Yeah, one of the first Facebook ads we ran got some really negative comments just from one person. It was a Pokemon themed one, and we were really, really proud of it. It was bringing people in. That one person, it cut me to my core.
Well, I had about 3 paragraphs recently from the world's biggest Mr. Blobby fan, who I did a video like covering like the history of Mr. Blobby, and seriously, he was just like, "My God, you do not know what that bloody hell you're talking about."
Oh my God, I saw that. Yeah,
he was enraged. Like, you completely missed like the subversive nature of. It's just Noel Edmonds twatting about with Garth Crooks. What's subversive about? That's one of the craziest comments that I've ever had. It's like, well, it was either the world's biggest Bobby fan or it was actually Noel Edmonds.
Yeah, we're not like these massive encyclopedias, you know. We're just like everyone else in the sense, you know. We know about a particular subject normally because we researched it the week before. You know, we don't know every little thing about Mr. Blobby. But there will be someone out there that does know every little thing about Mr. Blobby.
There'll be someone in this audience that knows more about Mr. Blobby than you.
But you know, I'll do an entire video. I've done one on Tetris recently, and I've done an entire 15-minute video, just non-stop facts about this obscure Tetris game for the Mega Drive, and I got the year wrong of one of the releases. It wasn't even an important one. You don't know what you're talking about. I went, well, I do. I just got the year wrong. You know, calm down.
Outrageous.
You know, we all make mistakes.
How about you, Sarah? Come on. Can we talk about the word console?
No, we are not talking about... That is how you pronounce it up north. It is. You know what? I recently had an email from somebody who tried to explain to me how to pronounce console. Console?
Everything you're saying sounds the same.
Well, yeah, exactly. But there's some people who are just very, very angry about my pronunciation. And, you know, you'll do an entire video that you spend days and days on, and then you've got some knobhead in the comment saying, why aren't you pronouncing that word properly? It's like, why do you care? But I mean, those ones don't really bother me so much. Those ones that find a problem with your video and really attach themselves to it. Unfortunately, I really hate this because it makes me sound like a victim, and I'm not. But appearing as a female in my videos causes some huge problems. Not solely with men. I get a lot of female haters as well. But the funny thing about them is that they will attack me solely for my appearance and nothing to do with, you know, the actual thing that I'm looking at on my... it's always stuff like, you know, you're too old, you're really old and ugly and all that sort of things. And it's like, well, I'm not. But also, you know, when you're female, people start telling you that when you're 25. So it's ridiculous. But it gets a bit much sometimes, to be honest with you, because it's something that you've dealt with all of your life. And then you go on YouTube and you present yourself and you're trying to entertain people, and there's always somebody who's angry at you because of your biology. And it doesn't make any sense. My most watched video is one where I unboxed an Amiga, which Nostalgia Nerd gave me. And the amount of saltiness in that, oh my God. I hadn't done any research for it, and I just opened it and played it and everything, but there were so many angry men. Oh my God, you're far too young to have been playing this. You don't know what you're talking about. Just another stupid woman. Oh my God, you're just doing this because you want to get, you know, loads of people falling over you and get all the sex. And I was like, well, where is it? Please tell me. I would like to know. So it's ridiculous.
It's guaranteed, I thought, when you open an Amiga. I mean,
Wait,
you're literally just swimming in it.
That's the reason why I opened it, but nothing happened. God, I'll have to try again. Maybe I'll try open it in like a Comic Con or something like that. I'll just get leaped on by loads of attractive men.
Quick over here, he's opening an Amiga.
Wow, I'm going to unbox my Amiga.
I've never owned an Amiga, I might have to get one.
Let's go down to mine after the show. We'll open my Amiga and see what happens. That sounds awful. Please.
That sounds awful. As you were saying it, yeah, I saw in your eyes you were like, I need to stop saying this now. But you committed.
I committed to the bit.
Yeah, but to answer your question, sorry. When you get trolls and haters and stuff, you are going to get them. But I find the best way to respond to them, if you do respond to them at all, is with something really stupid or with kindness. My favorite thing to do is when I get stuff, you know, really, really nasty stuff in the comments about my personal appearance, is to respond with little heart emojis going, oh, thanks so much, and that's so cute. Kiss, kiss, kiss. And I did it this one time. I think it was on my Jaguar video. This guy was seething at me because, you know, I hadn't mentioned that Flair used to work for Spectrum. You know, I should have said that.
Disgusting.
I know. But I responded with, oh, thanks, and kiss, kiss. And he responded with, it wasn't meant to be a compliment, you stupid bitch. So I responded with, oh, you're so hot. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh, you're so cute. Do you want to meet up? And he was like, no, I wouldn't ever get with you ever. You're so... And it kept going. He wouldn't stop. I was there on my sofa with a glass of wine, just responded to this guy, having the best time.
So that's an evening's entertainment right there.
It was so funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, killing with kindness is the best way of doing it, yeah. When someone is a bit harsh, they're saying, you know, because I got that 1 year wrong, you know, in the Tetris video or whatever it may be, I was like, oh, thank you so much. And then if you actually pin the comment, cheers for the feedback, then all of a sudden that angry comment's turned into, oh, yeah, you know, they've become a fan. I've actually done that a few times and they've become patrons afterwards, so...
Yeah, bloody hell.
Well, we've got a whole panel tomorrow morning at 11, all about handling haters and trolls and turning them into clients. So come along to that if you want some more of that. However, we are running out of time. We should ask the audience if you've got any questions. And yeah, Dan, let's see if you can trip over the stairs.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Hello. How do you learn whose constructive criticism to listen to, whether it be friends around you or people commenting?
It's a case-by-case basis, isn't it? I mean, normally when there's loads of swear words and stuff in there, it's obviously they're being a bit more hardcore, and you know, out to get you rather than give you constructive criticism. Even if they are a little bit too hard on that constructive criticism, I will sometimes try and still be nice back, because you can normally flip them into being like, you know, a good fan and a better person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's stuff that you take on board, and you're going to get the knack for differentiating. Because, I mean, sometimes you get stuff that kind of sounds like constructive, but then you look and it's kind of clear that they actually didn't watch the video. Although it's stuff that it's like, well, I actually can't really do anything about that, and that's kind of obvious. But you kind of know more when like something's coming from a good place.
Yeah, I would say people who are providing constructive criticism tend to be a lot politer about it. And it's usually actual constructive stuff not to do with your appearance or, you know, your accent or stuff like that. It'll be things like, you know, oh, you could do this to make the sound better. Or maybe you could add this information to make it a bit more of an inclusive video or whatever. I mean, I had a little while ago, I had somebody tweet me saying, you should just put your boobs away. So I tweeted back a photo of me trying to put my breasts in a drawer and trying to close them. That's constructive criticism, right? Yeah. How much did I get in? I'll send you the photo. Well, I'll show you the photo tonight when we go back to yours. Yeah.
To unbox the Amiga. Any more questions?
Is this Mario? It is.
Put it close to the mouth when I speak. Okay. Hello again. Do you have any confidence-boosting tips?
I'm so bad at these sort of questions because I just don't stop making videos. This morning when I woke up, I was creating a video for the first hour before I came here. When I get home tonight, I'll be doing a bit more of a video. I don't stop to worry about losing confidence. It's more about, for me, it's more about getting my head in the right space to just edit. That's my biggest challenge, and not being distracted by that clickbaity video that you see on YouTube about will it melt, or, you know.
Yeah, not professional. I suppose kind of one of the things about that can kind of be a bit of a competition is like if you get like some sort of like writer's block or like a block on ideas. I mean, and into a whole other session of how to deal with like writer's block and that. Sometimes, you know, you just have to step away for a bit if that happens and do something else like for however long it takes. Kind of not be like YouTube, like always on 24/7, like, you know, actually kind of, it helps to have like an ordinary life outside of YouTube, you know, with actual people you interact with, you know. It helps to leave your house, basically.
I've heard that.
I don't agree. A good thing to do is, well, in my experience, is to make a chart in a notebook or stick it on the wall or something, and just get a bit of blue tack and put something on it and just go, right, okay, I'll go from 0 subscribers to 100, and then just mark your progress as you go along. I actually still have one. I had one when I started. I have one now that is up to 50,000, which fingers crossed I'll get by the end of the year, but it's really, really cool to see that slowly rise up when you realize how far you've come. I mean, even going from 0 to 100 subscribers is a massive, massive jump.
Huge.
It's enormous. When you get that first 100 subscribers, it's like, oh my God, 100 people.
I love going back every so often and looking at my 100 subscriber thank you video.
Yeah. 250, 500, it kind of gradually goes up.
I did a 50 subscribers thank you, and I look it back now, and I was absolutely elated. I was ecstatic. And I think that's really important to have those milestones, because that will really help your confidence a lot.
Mine's going to come from a much more coachier place of just really celebrating every win along the way and taking notice of all of your successes and achievement, because there's no such thing as failure. It's all just feedback, and it all gives you opportunities to low and groan, to say words wrong and get better at your craft.
No, it's not saying words wrong, it's inventing new ones. That's what The Simpsons did. You've got to compare yourself to The Simpsons.
Let's all groan together.
here's one thing actually. Now realising I'm in quite a few different groups with lots of different types of YouTubers. In like whether that be like Twitter groups or like Discord groups and stuff like that. And we're always giving each other advice. And that, I suppose that's a bit of a confidence boost. Like, oh, that works for you. Yeah, YouTube stories. How are you finding that out? How are you finding YouTube stories? How are you finding promoting yourself in this way or that way? And it gives you a confidence boost in that. I suppose that's where it gets a bit businessy, I suppose. But yeah, at the same time, it's quite confidence boosting.
I think we've got time for one more. So, one more. Him. It's fine. Which one? Put your hand up again.
Do you think doing daily vlogs or every now and then on YouTube?
Do we do daily vlogs?
Which is better?
Obviously, it completely depends. I mean, what we're giving you advice-wise on how to grow a channel would be very different on how to grow a Twitch channel. It'd be very different on how to grow a vlog channel, a cooking channel, a makeup channel. Obviously, everyone has their own way of promoting themselves, and every group is going to be slightly different. For me, I found my success via social media, like I say, with Twitter and stuff like that. I know because I've spoken to him about it. If you ask Larry Bundy Jr., should you put videos out as frequently as daily or even up to weekly, he will say no, because it gives. As soon as you do that, people are not watching your previous videos. I find it, if I've got a video going like that with views, as soon as I put the next one out, if it isn't very popular, it's going like that. But that's my types of videos. I understand that there's vlogs out there that do put stuff out daily, and it does work. So
it really does depend on what you're comfortable with. I mean, obviously the daily vlog format works for certain YouTubers. I mean, I think that the thing with like us three, like we create content that I suppose would be called like evergreen. Like it has a very long, like it gets like the initial views, but then it has there's a long like tail of like it'll always get views, like because we make like long form videos, documentaries, that sort of thing. Something like a daily vlog, I mean, it'll get the views for that day, and then you'll release the next vlog the next day, and then
no one's going to be looking at your Nando meal 2 years down the line, you know.
No one's going to watch that again. I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, it is like a case by case basis. Some people are obviously very comfortable with that sort of daily thing, and it's very consistent, especially if you make a successful channel of it, because you can pretty much then guarantee, I suppose, right, I'm releasing a daily video, I know that I'm going to get this amount of views that day. Whereas, instead of like having like, you release a video like 1 week, 2 weeks, a month in some case, and worrying that, this is like your one shot for that month. Like if it doesn't work, it's like, how am I going to eat?
Yeah, and
I mean, it depends on what works for you, I suppose. Like, do you want the daily one, or do you want something that's more lasting?
If you're a likeable character, which I assume you are, you're a very likeable character, I'm sure. That's what vlogs are all about, aren't they? It's, you're watching a person, and you're wanting to get in that person's opinion and that person's view, because you could watch a million people walk around Disneyland, but you want to see that person that you know, and you want to get them walking around. That's what's vlogging. My understanding of vlogging, that's what it's about, the person. And if you can handle doing a daily vlog, then I say go for it. But like I say, it's different content than what we do.
Right, we are bang out of time, I'm afraid, folks. But we have put together for you, back one, please. You've gone too far. A free confidence cheat sheet. Boost your YouTube confidence at coachingforgeeks.com/MCM. It's got all of our fabulous panelists' contact details on there, so you can follow them, like them, share them, subscribe them, unbox Amigas with them to your heart's content. So get that downloaded. This is going to be put up on YouTube some point in the next week, maybe. The guy at the back who's filming it nodding, going, yes, I'm definitely going to edit this in the next week. Thank you, Matt. If we could have the next slide, please, because that's it. Thank you very much. Please give a huge, huge round of applause for DJ Slope from Slope's Game Room, Kim Justice, and Octavius, your YouTube confidence fabulous panel of awesomeness. Coaching for Geeks will return 11 o'clock on this stage tomorrow for how to handle haters and trolls. 3 p.m. Sunday on the main stage, not bricking it whatsoever for cosplay confidence. And don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe to your amazing panel. One last round of applause for these, please. Thank you very much. Go on, give it some.
You forgot. Hit the notification bell as well.
Oh, yes, you got to join the notification crew. I'm so out of the route.
Ding, 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 ding.
Get it right. You don't know anything. See you later. I'm out here.